Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Welcome to Open BXRX. Coming up on today's show, we'll speak to a hip-hop artist who will give us the latest update on his album release. And then we'll get a taste of the vibrant flavors of the Dominican Republic when we sit down to speak to a New York City restaurant owner. Got a whole lot happening. After that, we'll speak to a friend of the show whose business is celebrating a major milestone. Got a whole lot. I'm telling you, we've got it going on for you. Bobby C, he steps in the room with the latest in the world of sports. And then finally, we'll hear from a CEO who is fighting to create equity in our classroom. So all of this and more is coming your way. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. We've got it going on for you right here on Open. Hey everyone, I'm the Doc Bob Lee. I'm your host, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Got a whole lot in store for you. In fact, leading things off, our first guest is a New Jersey native. He's a rapper and hip hop artist. He's here with us today to speak about his latest album release, Addicted. Woo. So please welcome to the show, Inf Grizzy. Welcome.
How you doing, man? It's your boy Inf Grizzy, live from the Jersey Shore. How's everybody doing?
You were here before. You know, you're no stranger to the show. You've been doing a lot of things. We spoke about a lot of things that you wanted to do. So what's up since then? What's different?
Been working on new music, you know what I mean, on the side, getting prepared for the second album.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing the second album. I would likely think about doing singles, you know what I mean? But yeah, the album out, you know, it was all over the place. You know, I'm on all different magazines now. Big Break. What else? Starlum. I'm gonna be on the front cover of Starlum next month.
That's what's up. Yeah.
IAS magazine, and furthermore, you know, so got some stuff coming in the works right now.
And you know, a lot of the people coming up rapping, you know, they think it's real easy that you just can pop onto the scene and just start doing your thing. But there's a whole lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to get you where you are today. Talk about that.
Yeah. Basically, like behind the scenes with artists like me, the things that I'm going through in my life, that's what I write down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just go in the studio and be like, oh, I'm gonna write this, I'm gonna write that. No, everything that's in like my surroundings and my everyday life, that's what I write down and put in my music. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Some slightly could be like imagination, but some like just be like, yeah, I really do this for real. You know what I mean? So, and I just mix it all together. Especially when you dream at night sometimes, and you just like, oh, yeah, it might happen in the future. And I just put it in my music too. So
do you sleep with a pen next to your bed, pen and pad?
Nah, I got my notepad on my phone.
So you sleep right next to your phone, right? So you pick that bad boy up and say,
So like after my dream, sometimes I just write it down.
Yeah. Oh man. So that's how it works, you know. But you know, it doesn't just happen right off the cuff. You just need to be in it and go through some things. What are some of the challenges that you've been through to get you where you are?
I've been through a lot, man. Like, especially like working with a different artist, you know what I mean? Like doing music in the same household as the person, because like that person, he was doing like Jamaican music and I'm just doing American music. So I feel like it's like conflict of interest, you know what I mean? So I think he got jealous of like what I was doing, and he knew that I was going to shine before him. And he just took it the wrong way and got all mad and this and that and stuff like that. But you know, man, like at the end of the day, I ain't gonna hold no grudges on nobody. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. But I never let my ego get the best of me. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm better than you. I'm better than that person. No, I don't do that. I just go with the flow and just continue my journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you be the bigger man. You say, hey, man, sorry we have beef. Everything cool now. Can we just straighten everything out and just do what we do?
You know what? That's what exactly I did.
Yeah,
I hit him up. I was like, look, I ain't trying to be your friend or nothing, but I just want to appreciate you, you know what I mean, for letting me be there when I was there and stuff like that. And then he took it in consideration. He was like, I appreciate it.
So the latest project that you're working on now that you completed, how did you come up with the name on that? Did that come through a dream, or you just said, you know what? I lived this. I'm just going to use this name right here.
I lived it. From being in the studio all the time since I was younger to now, it's just a good feeling. You know what I mean? From like writing freestyles and doing all this extra stuff, like it just, I'm addicted to music. I listen to music when I'm driving. I bump music just to get more ideas from like other artists and stuff. And like money. I wouldn't say money is addiction to me because I don't care about money. Money is just a need for like, pay bills and stuff like that.
And it's always going to come. It's always going to come.
Yeah, it's always going to come. So I ain't worrying about money. Necklaces, all that fancy stuff, fancy cars. I ain't worrying about none of that neither.
Yeah,
what I mean? Because you can't bring it to the grave with you. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end,
who's it? Denzel Washington that said, "I never saw a Brinks truck following a hearse."
Right. Exactly.
But I tell you, coming up, I mean, when we were coming up with like Mr. Magic, we had a place where we went to get our jewelry. We had to get the car that we wanted to chill in. It was a thing. We had to dress for the culture, the hip hop culture.
Mm-hmm.
It was a whole thing that we followed. Then you look back and say, wow, I wasted a lot of money on that car.
Right.
I wasted a lot of money on that. I still got a lot of the jewelry from back then. I don't wear it anymore.
Right.
But you do try to fit in, into the game.
Yeah.
But glad that you're experiencing it the way you're experiencing it, so you can tell others, hey man, this is the route that I took.
Yeah, exactly.
So I always ask people to spit a little bit. I know you're on the job right now. Somebody's gonna come in the room on you. Yeah. Just 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Spit 16. Spit 16.
Let's see what I got. I haven't written a freestyle in a minute. I was most likely writing songs.
That's right. Take a piece of your song. Do the from the Addicted album.
Let's see. What song?
I'll start it out first, all right? You see, I work real hard, but before I quit, I'm gonna give you some more of this bobbly. Now I walk around without a care, spending money like a millionaire. That didn't bring you in there?
Shorty bad and she flexing because she get the bag. A stripper light popping out for walking with the tag. Nympho, the love to bring it up quick. Sex tricks, wild splits, bouncing on the egg. There you go. That's too bold.
There you go. Wait, my turn. No. You got me clearing out my chest here. You got me clearing out my chest here. I was just on the microphone with the cool DJ Red Alert at Sylvia's. And boy, we were going. I started at 8 o'clock in the morning and did the broadcasting. Then he came on. We were just bouncing back and forth. He was on the ones and twos. I was on the mic, and we just crushing it. Just crushing it. So at the end of the day, when I came up here, I had no more voice left. I said, "Oh man!" So I'm working to try to chill to get this back. But we love all the work that you're doing, man.
Appreciate it, man.
So you got the writing thing going. You write your own stuff, of course.
I write my own music.
What's next for you? What's coming up?
Let's see. Right now, the label is in the works of working on tour dates and stuff. I'm not sure when, but it's in the works. We'll let everybody know through email or whatever when it's gonna happen and stuff like that. We're working on new singles right now at the moment. So our focus is working on hit records at the moment. So that's the goal.
You want to shout out to some of your crew, some of the people working with you?
Yeah, I want to shout out to High Rolling Entertainment, Lookout Productions, shout out to One Stop Shop Hip Hop, Shout out to Jake Tanner Music. Shout out to everybody, all the artists that's on the album. Shout out to everybody that's grinding. Keep doing your thing. Don't stop. Don't let nobody try to bring you down and stop you from shining, man.
Word. And so where do you go for more information? We want to check you out some more.
Check me out on all social media platforms, everything. You could check out my website, www.infgrizzy.com. It'll bring you to all my social media platforms and all that.
There you go. Inf Grizzy, there you go, hip hop artist. He has that new album out called Addicted. Make sure you check it out, all right? Thank you, man.
I appreciate you, Dr. Bob, man. It's always a pleasure with
you. Yeah, you too, man. And good luck with everything. I'll catch you another day, another way. We'll do it again.
Salute.
All right. There you go. Bam. Hey, we'll take a quick break right here. I've got more good show right here on Open coming up next. Hey everyone, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You're watching Open. Our next guest is an owner of Flor de Broadway. She sits down with us today to highlight her restaurant and the various Dominican dishes that it offers. And she'll talk about how her restaurant has thrived during the pandemic. So she's here with us today. Please welcome to the show, Stephany Lopez Fulgencio.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Now, Stephany, when you start talking about all these different types of foods, you know, nobody can talk anymore because you're salivating at the same time. You know, you can just feel those fantastic tastes going through, stimulating your taste buds and everything. Yeah. So tell us about it. You started with it was there for a long time, but you came in and took it over, and now it's a whole other thing. Talk about it.
Correct. I am proud of saying that I am the third owner of Flor de Broadway. I've been running the business for now about 12 years. And I'm very lucky to have been able to maintain its rich history and serving authentic Dominican food.
Talk about some of those dishes, because, we do a lot of things over at Riverbank Park. And, before you go down into the park, you may want to stop by there and get something nice. Or when you finish doing what you're doing in the park, you can come up and right there on 138th Street, right in Broadway.
That's right. And I currently do a lot of our customers are from the people that work there at the park. So we do deliver there. Almost on a daily basis.
I'm sorry, but that's one of the things that helped you thrive through the pandemic, right? And the takeout.
Takeout, delivery, yes. Grubhub, Seamless, Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash.
All right. Yeah,
all those platforms. Yeah.
So what's happening here? Talk about some of these dishes, these special dishes that you put together.
Well, it's authentic, home style, fresh Dominican food. We serve the famous Dominican sancocho, which is the hearty soup. We also have the Dominican breakfast, which is the tres golpes, the mangú with the fried salami, fried cheese, fried egg, and the onions on top. We're also very famous for our Cuban sandwiches. We've been serving Cuban sandwiches for 50 plus years now.
Yeah, because that's how it started, right? The Cuban sandwiches.
Yes.
But that added the Dominican flavor to it.
Correct. Yeah. The mojito, pickles. Yes.
Oh, it does. Now, the sancocho, it has a number of different meats in it, right?
Yes. Hen, pork. Basically, it's just hen and pork. It also has cassava and green plátanos.
Yeah, and you got to have the chicken soup along with that on the other side.
Absolutely. We also serve the chicken soup, the mondongo, which is a tripe soup. Very authentic Dominican food, yes.
Yeah. So then you have to have the machine that goes. Machine? The machine. You got the machine?
The machine. Which machine?
The machine that makes the coffee. The café con
leche.
The
espresso, the café con leche. Yes. Yeah. 100%. Every day, all day long.
Yeah. So I'm sure people love a really good cup of coffee. I mean, this is like, if you didn't have café con leche, this thing, I tell you, this will have you up all day. You'd be like,
yes.
If you want to go to sleep, don't drink it.
No, it's very strong. Very good. So yes.
So you've been doing this for some time. What can first-time customers expect from Flor de Broadway? How do you say it? Rolls off your tongue a little bit better.
Flor de Broadway.
Flor de Broadway.
Yeah.
Dominican. You're gonna be doing the Dominican Day Parade, right?
I believe so.
I heard somebody told me you was gonna be at the Dominican Day Parade. I'm just gonna try to find out where you are so we can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how important is it culturally to serve the authentic dish of the Dominican Republic and to add Cuba to it too with the Cuban sandwiches?
Exactly. Yes. It's very important. It's actually one of the main reasons that Flor de Broadway has been a staple to the community for 50 plus years now. Mm-hmm. And because it reminds people of home, the Dominican Republic, and they know they can get their traditional rice and beans and their stews here.
How about the, I want to go there. I want to get I want the muslo.
De pollo.
Yeah, the pollo with some rice and beans.
And the maduro.
Gravy on top of it. Yeah, but with the beans in it. It's like rice and peas or peas and rice, however you want to say it.
Moro de gandules.
Yeah, gandules. With some gravy, maybe from the stew on top of it.
Oh, yes, making me hungry.
And tostones, you didn't talk about the tostones.
100%. Tostones, mofongos, all that good stuff.
Oh, ducks. What's the best meal that people like when they take out or when they order from you?
What seems to me the favorite is the beef stew, the chicken stew, the baked chicken, and of course the sancocho. That goes like super fast.
Yeah, and you guys stay busy over there, right?
Yes, thankfully, yes.
So you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Not really. I like small. Small is good. You can control it better.
It stays big when you stay small.
Yeah.
Guess. A lot of people, sometimes when people expand, they
lose that richness, that authenticity. So
yeah. So we got to stop by and visit you. You have social media or email where people can contact?
I don't have social media, but you can stop by anytime and check out our daily specials. We are open 7 days a week and from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah. So if people want to order, what number do you give?
212-281-1556.
How far do you travel?
The sky's the limit. I don't know. Well, if you order through Grubhub, obviously Grubhub, they have their own deliveries and they can go far. But we go probably, I would like to say, to 160th Street, all the way down to 125th Street, going north to south and east to west. I would like to say all the way down to like Edgecombe, I would say. Or
well, Stephany, thank you so much for making all of us hungry.
Well, just remember, free to stop by anytime, please.
Flor de Broadway.
Flor de Broadway.
What's that email?
flordebroadway@gmail.com.
There you go. Stephany Lopez Fulgencio, Flor de Broadway. Thank you so much. At Gmail.
So much.
We got or bring the G's when you come to get your food.
That's right.
Thank you, Stephany.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. My pleasure.
We'll take a quick break right here. Got more open coming up next.
TV news, radio reports, and newspaper headlines in the 1970s and 80s misrepresented communities in the borough of the Bronx. Then, something transformative happened. By, for, and about the Bronx, BronxNet was born.
We are BronxNet!
BronxNet provides media education,
opening the doors to competitive careers in the media industry
for thousands of students in middle school,
high school,
and college. BronxNet.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee for 107.5 WBLS. Our next guest is the founder of BX Writers. Bam! And he's no stranger to the program, and he joins us today to speak about how he intends on celebrating BX Writers' 4th anniversary and how business has provided a much-needed outlet for Bronx creatives and much, much more. So please welcome to the show, Josue Caceres.
Yeah. What's up?
Welcome. Bronx Strong.
Thanks for having me. We out here. Yeah. Dr. Bob Lee, Stephen BronxNet, thank you so much for having me on this platform. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
You're always welcome. I remember you were a brand new baby boy and you started out with us and you got the information out and you're still going. We have documented you from then until now. So you started from the bottom, now we're here.
Now we're here, man.
Now the whole team's here. Here we go.
Facts. We here now, man.
Yeah.
We here now.
Tell us about what we're doing now. What's different from when we last spoke?
Yeah, so really this has been a very long journey, with BX Writers. We started this platform 4 years ago. 4 years ago, coming off of my second book, I knew that I wanted to create a platform for the people. I didn't feel fulfilled. So I created this platform to promote literacy in the Bronx. We did that through events. We created publishing opportunities for the community, many special projects. And 4 years later, here we are. And we're still doing events for the community. We're still providing free resources. We have a great partnership with the Boogie Down Grind Cafe on Hunts Point, where we do a lot of events at, like open mics, networking events, and just about bringing our people together, bringing our community together through the arts. You know, that's really what's important to us. That's our main goal in all of this.
But
So,
briefly
you know,
talk
we're
about
just
the
doing
book.
bigger and better things.
Yeah. Briefly talk about the books that you have out here. I want to touch that and then move on to some of the other things that you're doing with the open mics and everything.
Definitely. So we have a bunch of books out. I have about 3 poetry books out, self-published. We also have the BX Writers Anthology. Get it wherever you get your books at. Compilation of many authors and books. Part 2 is coming out very, very soon. And you know, just a bunch of books that we worked on that we love to include the community in. You know, like I said earlier, I didn't want to just create books and put it out into the world. I wanted my peers to be published as well. I wanted my peers to be involved in these books that we're creating. So that's really what we're trying to do at BX Writers.
Yeah. And then you got the workshops, right? Teaching people how to put the pen to the paper.
Yes, definitely. Throughout the years, you know, we've been able to host workshops. We've been able to educate the people on what it means to be a writer. And even if you're not able to attend an event, you know, we're easy to you can access us easily. You know, you can hit us up to the DMs if you need advice with publishing, with any of the works that we're doing. You can just hit us up, and I'm down to give you advice. I'm down to like even meet up, you know, and talk about how we can help you in your creative journey. So these are just some of the things that we try to provide for the Bronx. You know what I mean?
And then you have open mic with poetry, and now you're gonna open it up for karaoke and people singing. I know my producer Steven. He said he's gonna come down and rock the Michael Jackson joints.
Yeah. So we do the poetry corners, and that's really an open mic for poets, but we do allow, you know, singers, comedians, all types of creatives, and we just like to give the microphone to these artists that often don't have the platform. You know, we all have a story to tell. You know, we all have a journey that we want to let the world know about, but oftentimes we don't have the place or these spaces to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to create. I like to create these safe spaces for our artists, for our people. Even if you're not an artist, even if you're not a writer, you could come through, hop on the mic, say a couple words. You know what I mean? Just bringing that platform to our people. You know, you don't have to travel outside of the Bronx. You don't have to leave the Bronx to get these dope, amazing events. So yeah,
just let people know who you are. Turn on that microphone.
Exactly. Turn it on and just talk. Go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Create a his story and a her story.
My guy's a poet right here.
Somewhere.
My guy's a poet. My guys, we gotta have you down at the open mic, man.
All right, I'll do a little. I'll start off with the first rap that I did. BOBLEE, and just go from there.
Okay, I'm with it. I'll get you on the list.
Okay.
ASAP.
No problem. I'll go before Steven. Because I'm not coming on after him. It might blow the place apart.
He's gonna go crazy. I'll have like the Bronx section for the open mic. Like, yeah, just do your thing. I got you.
Tell us, Josue, what comes to mind when people talk about the 4th anniversary? Wow, 4 years, man. 4 years.
Oh man, 4 years. Just, you know, the beautiful relationships that we've been able to build in the community. You know what I mean? That's just the first thing that comes to mind. Like, this has honestly been a dream come true, just building this platform and connecting with our beautiful people and creatives. You know, I've been able to help and inspire so many people in so many different ways. And I remember being a writer growing up in the Bronx. I didn't really have many resources, many events, many places that I can go to. I often had to travel outside of the Bronx just to attend an open mic, you know, attend the art event, you know what I mean? So the fact that I can have people of all ages, you know, have young kids, students, have people my age, have older people coming to me, telling me, you know, thanking me for these events and these resources, is more than I could have imagined, you know? So these past 4 years have been a journey. We had our ups and downs. We had many dark moments, many happy moments. But, you know, this Friday, August 5th, we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate what we've accomplished and for what's to come as well.
Where are we going to do it? How are we going to do it? What's happening?
So Friday, August 5th, we will be at Bronxlandia, which is on 910 Hunts Point Avenue, 8 to 12 a.m. We will be celebrating our 4 years. We're going to have special performances. We're going to have vendors. we're gonna have music, we're gonna have food, drinks, all the vibes. And this event is just for us to have fun, just
Mhm.
celebrate life, celebrate what we've done in these past 4 years. But I also want to put the focus that the work is not done. After
Yeah.
this event, is back to work for the community,
Oh
for
yeah,
literacy.
going.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to keep going. Now, are you collaborating with anybody, any organizations or elected officials?
For this particular event, we're gonna collaborate with some of our. We wanted to stick to some of our close collaborators, people that we've worked with these past 4 years, like DJ Wawa, which is my favorite DJ. We're also gonna have Leah V. She was publishing the first anthology some years ago. Just involving people that know what we've been through, that have been on this journey with
Right,
us.
right.
Some of our day ones, and just involving the community. That's what's most important to me. Involving people that we know, involving people that are involved, that come to our events, like come through.
Yeah.
You can get on the mic, and
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do with this event.
Yeah, and you know what, Josue, a lot of people want to start something. They say, I got to put the pen to the paper. They want to do it, but just don't know how, or they need a little push. What would you say to them?
I say the first step is just to show up. Just show up and just literally just sit there and start it. When it comes to writing, writing is all about editing. So like most of my best work that has won awards and stuff, it started off as like really bad writing, like things that just wasn't good.
Yeah,
And I had to edit it. I had to continuously go back. I had to show my face. I had to meet people, network with people. And that's what I recommend to people. Just start, show up. If there's an event, local event, show up, shake hands, meet people. That's literally the first step. Is just to make yourself known, make your presence known.
yeah, and failure is education. You're learning from that experience.
Exactly. Like I've had so many L's, so I failed so many times in these past 4 years, but that
Yeah.
has never like stopped me and doing what I love to do and putting on for the community.
So
So
God,
it's just about having that confidence, being
Yeah.
confident in yourself and in your art.
so God gave you 2 feet, put one foot in front of the other, and step to what you need to do. Can we go for more information?
You can check us out on Instagram, BX Writers. We're doing a lot of events in the community in the Bronx. We have a great partnership, like I said, with the Boogie Down Grind Cafe. We're doing events every Fridays over there at the cafe. So definitely pull up, reach out to us. We love to work with everyone. So hit us up, check us out.
There you go. Josue Caceres, founder, BX Writers. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
All right.
much, guys. Appreciate it.
And good luck with everything. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Right. Hey, Bobby C, he's up next. He's got the world of sports, everything that's happening in it. He'll let you know. Keep it right here on Open.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
morning, sports fans. We've got a special treat for you here this morning in the Sports Corner. It is hard to believe, but this upcoming year, it will be the 30th anniversary of one of the most iconic films of all time, The Sandlot. And joining us here on the Sports Corner is the writer, the director, the narrator, the creator of that special film, David Mickey Evans. David, thank you for coming on. How's it going? How are you?
Wow, I'm doing great, and better now that I'm on your show. Thank you very much for having me. That's awesome.
It's so wonderful to be able to speak with you, man. Obviously, one of my favorite movies of all time. Chris feels the same way. You know, I really feel like it's a special film that every summer kind of gets highlighted again and lives in a special place in all of our hearts.
Well, I appreciate it. It never ceases to amaze me the effect, positive, obviously, effect that Sandlot has on people, you know, audience members, people that love it, fans, whatnot. But it constantly goes into a new generation. I think it's in its third generation now, if you do the math. And just the other day, I don't know if you guys saw that, I think these young guys that were like 9, 10, 11 years old saved their dad.
Yeah, Alabama.
Yeah, gave him CPR and whatnot. And the reporter said, well, you know, you guys are all certified CPR. Goes, no, dude, we watched The Sandlot.
Yeah, I mean, two 10-year-old twins to save their dad in Alabama. Yes. Incredible.
Unbelievable. I mean, there is no CPR in The Sandlot, so I'm not sure I should take any credit there.
Well, you know, David, it's like, you know, and thinking about this interview with you, I mean, so many emotions running through my mind because it'll be 3 years ago this August that I lost my mom, and she took me to see that movie in the theaters. And I know that your mom was so pivotal in your life, and I think the fans at home obviously know your name from this particular movie, but you've done so many great films and so many things. And one of those other projects is Radio Flyer, which is pretty much autobiographical of your life. And I was hoping that you could speak a little bit about the presence of your mom in your life.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Condolences about your mom. My mom passed about 2 years ago. Yeah, that was the worst. Not a whole lot of fun there, but she was a great lady. Love her, talk to her every day still. Sure you do too. And yeah, it was rough growing up, and my mom was the constant, she was the only adult constant of positivity in our lives, me and my little brother, my little sister as well. And I started writing when I was pretty young, little stories, little this, little that, little piece of paper and a Ticonderoga. And she always, always, always encouraged me. I mean, I cannot think of a single moment where she said, put that down, take the trash out or whatever. She would always encourage me, always tell me, of course, she was my mom. Oh, she'd read my little story, whatever. And it's the best thing since Hemingway, you know, that kind of thing. And that was my relationship with my mom her entire life. And I thought she was going to get mad at me because I wrote Radio Flyer as a book. It was a novella first. It was actually called Robert Radio Flyer, The King of Pacoima, which got shortened to The King of Pacoima. And I showed her the first rough draft of that, and I thought she was going to kill me. And no, she didn't. She cried a lot, and she says, "Yeah, you gotta get this published. It's important and all that." But you have to understand that the movie and even the book that's the light version. You know, I mean, it was pretty bad. Growing up, but amongst all of that, you know, my mom was our constant cheerleader. You want to go fishing? She'd figure out some way for us to go fishing, even if it was at like, you know, the local county reservoir or anything. But she always found a way, and I think that's my favorite thing that I get from her is that don't tell me why I can't, tell me how I can. That kind of thing. So, yeah, I miss her.
Absolutely. Same here. I mean, I remember being a kid and I lost my dad when I was 6 years old, and my mom would encourage that creativity. She would encourage that writing and say all the time, you know, whether it was poetry or things like that. So to be able to continue to do this today means a lot to me, to be able to have conversations with people like yourself and to encourage pretty much, you know, spoken word. And like I said, it was a special time to be able to see that movie in the theaters. And I think about that project for you and how it's, you know, to this day still everlasting, like you mentioned with the boys saving their dad, but also just how iconic the film has become in so many different ways. I know in other interviews you've even said that major league players have come up to you and said to you that you are the reason why they play professional baseball.
Yeah, that gets. I mean, I is there any more flattering thing to hear? I don't think so. But it's always weird, and it's happened a number of times. Let's say more than 20. And I think the best one, I think it was Clayton Kershaw. It was in 2018, and what were they? They were headed to another, October, but what was it? 2 in a row, three in a row that they blew. And Clayton's a tall guy. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall, but I had to look up at him. I had no idea he was that big a human. And he's got hands that they're like bunches of bananas. They're so big, and his strength, and you probably have, but for your viewers, if you've never shaken the hand of a professional baseball player, you don't know what a grip is. These guys are amazing. So he shook my hand and he says, that movie, that's when I played baseball, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And remember, now they're going into the next thing. And I said, that's cool, man. Just win. And he did.
David, I wanted to talk, obviously, with the 30th anniversary coming up this upcoming year. I mean, to me, The Sandlot is basically the story that you wanted your childhood to be. Talk a little bit about the inspiration, because the inspiration for The Sandlot, it actually dawned on you from what I've read, what I've heard. It came to you sitting in traffic in LA.
Oh, yeah. If there's one thing I hate more than anything in the world, it's LA traffic. But I do owe it a small morsel of gratitude. And during Radio Flyer, like you mentioned, I directed that picture for 8 days. I had 8 days in the chair, contractually guaranteed. And then on the 8th day, they booted me. So I got a ride home. And I was, the same day or the next day, I was on the 405 freeway driving. I think I had to go about 18 miles and it took 3 hours, something like that. Welcome to LA. And I think I was 28, 29 years old. And I don't know, your mind wanders when you're doing 2 miles an hour, And that whole incident occurred to me, and I said, man, that'd be a good idea for a movie. My career was extremely tenuous at that time, because that whole Radio Flyer thing is sort of known as the greatest baptism by fire in Hollywood history. And I was young and knew a little. I was street smart, but not enough to go toe to toe with these professionals. And my career was essentially over. So I needed something that was a movie or story that had very few locations. So it could be very contained. I could shoot baseball and then go outside the fence and shoot bicycles, whatever, just very contained, therefore less expensive to make, therefore takes less time. Therefore, they might give this guy who was fired off Radio Flyer another chance. And when Richard Donner took over Radio Flyer, we were shooting up in Northern California. He took me aside. And we walked down these neighborhood streets and stuff. And God rest his soul, Dick Donner was a great, great guy. And I could not have asked for a better mentor. And he says to me, I think he was 58 at the time, which is like kind of like what I am. And he said, kid, you got something. He goes, but everybody in Hollywood gets a second chance. He goes, remember that. He goes, but remember the really important part. Nobody gets a third. I said, okay, all right. So finish the picture, flash forward. I'm in traffic, and nobody in Hollywood would give me a directing gig. They thought I was a terrific writer, but they didn't. No, I can't direct. And so I thought that thing occurred to me. These bullies, kids, baseball, a summer. Except for the Bad News Bears, I had never remembered seeing a movie that sort of was about the San Fernando Valley in Southern California. And all that came together, and I got home, and it took me, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks to get it all out. And I got offered in just obscene amounts of money for that script. And I turned it all down because I wanted to direct it. It was my second chance, therefore my last chance. And so everything seems to have worked out. But without that Radio Flyer debacle and all of that, all those politics, if you will, I don't know what would have happened.
That was part one of our interview with the creator of The Sandlot, David Mickey Evans. Tune in next time for part two.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
Welcome back, everybody, of the Doc Bob Lee. And our last guest is CEO and founder of Culturally Responsive Environments and Discipline. And she's here to shed some light on the work that she is doing with her organization to create equity in our schools. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Alexandria Connally. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
My pleasure.
Now, we heard a lot about you. Phyllis was telling us about you, and she was running it down. But I want you to tell our audience about yourself and the organization, CREAD.
Yes, so I'm the founder and CEO of CREAD because we pack a power punch to dismantling racism in our school districts. So it starts with culturally responsive environment and discipline, because the most harm that we could bring to our young people or to people in general is how we treat them differently, discipline them differently, and do not make them feel inclusive or welcome into an environment. And so that's why I specifically chose that name, just not education, because I also work for non-for-profits, for-profits, school districts, municipalities. And so equity, my expert in equity is really focused on schools. However, I work with other organizations to build a welcoming and inclusive environment for all people.
Yeah. How do you reach out? Do you just put something out and you do things like this and put this out and let people know that you're doing it and they call you?
Yes, I also have a website, CREAD Live, where people can come on and ask questions. I do a number of community events, and I think the strongest base that I have are my partnerships. So I partner with organizations. I also love to volunteer. So I am president of the Westchester County Youth Board. I am a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Pi Iota Omega chapter, as well as the—
Oh, you got to do the call now.
Ski-wee! I'm also a member of the Westchester Links and other organizations that I partner with, and also schools.
Yeah.
So I work with BOCES, I work with school systems. I was mentored and trained by the Chancellor, Dr. David Banks, and the Commissioner, Dr. Betty Rosa. So I have a lot of great training in this work and how to really build equitable systems within schools.
Yeah. So what are the goals of your organization?
Really to help schools dismantle systemic racism and organizations, right? And create welcoming and inclusive environments for all people, especially BIPOC people. So understand, in this country, schools are the third oldest districts, right? So there's families, there's churches, and there's schools. However, when schools were created, it was actually illegal for people that look like me to go to schools. Yeah. So we often talk about programs and initiatives that we need to do in schools to make them more equitable. But the truth of the matter is, the foundation of our educational system was not built for somebody that looks like me. So what we have to do is go back and dig up the foundation and set a new foundation, one that is inclusive of all people.
I like that. And what are some of the ways that we can help improve equity in our classrooms for Black and brown people?
One is we have to look at our policies, right? Many of our policies, whether it's the code of conduct or the dress code, are usually biased to one group and not another. So let's just straight dress code, for example. In the dress code manual in many school districts, it addresses the way females dress because it's distracting to males. That is an inherent bias in our school system. We often talk to our girls about the way they should behave without talking to our boys about the way they should react. We need to be having both of those conversations on the same side, on each side of the table. The other thing is as adults, we have to look at our own bias. We have implicit bias, we have explicit bias, right? And our implicit bias is really a day-to-day predictor on how we behave. Who do we call on when they raise their hand? So a lot of people talk about curriculum and instruction, and that's really important, right? So curriculum is what we teach, instruction is how we teach it. What I talk about is culturally responsive pedagogy. Because if you think about the teacher who you love the most, you still remember the teacher's name. I don't care what grade she is. You remember the grade, and you remember something about that teacher. Most times, it's not about the curriculum. I've never met a person who says, listen, I loved my 9th grade algebra teacher. He told me about, SOHCAHTOA, right? How to sine, cosine, and tangent. I've never met a person. It's always how that teacher made you feel like you could do something that you didn't think you could do, push you past your limits, or celebrated you, believed in you. And so that's what pedagogy is. It is the art and science of teaching. How do we engage with our students? I used to be an assistant principal at a middle high school, 6 to 12, 1,800 kids. 1,800 kids coming through the door on a very cold winter morning. And we immediately tell all the kids to take off their hats, because that's the school rule, right? And the kids should take off their hats. But my question to our administrative staff is, can they actually walk in the office before we ask them to walk in the school before we harass them about taking off their hats? So I never told a kid to take off their hat, and I never told a kid to take off their headphones, because the kids know the rules, right? And so the kids would come into the door, and I would say, that's a nice hat. And the kids said, I know, Dr. Connally, and take it off. Are those new headphones? You ask me that every single day, Dr. Connally. They're not new headphones. Right? So that's very different than someone walking through the door and saying, take off your hat, take off your headphones, take off your hat.
Yeah, you let them know that, hey, this is, you know right from wrong. You know you're supposed to take that hat off. But I'm not going to hit you over the head with what you have on your head. But I'm going to remind you that you have your hat on and you know you're supposed to take it off.
And also, how many times do we walk into our homes after coming? I live in New York. I've always lived in New York. Cold, snowy day in New York. I do not often walk in my house and immediately, before I take 2 steps in, I take my hat off. That's just not the realistic part of I come in, I warm up a little, I might unzip my coat, right? It takes me a while. If my house is cold, it takes me a while. But immediately, these kids come out of a very cold environment and we say, take off your hat. Take off your hat. Nobody wants to be spoken to like that. And most adults, if you spoke to them like that, will call you disrespectful. And if you spoke to them like that before they have their breakfast, where most of our kids come to school to have their breakfast, right? If you talk to me before I have my coffee, I may not be responsible for my actions. I have a t-shirt that says that. But yet, before kids even get their breakfast, we're attacking them at the door. After they've had to deal with all of the other issues with coming to school. Who doesn't want to sit with them on the train? Who didn't hold the elevator for them in their building? How they went to go get breakfast and somebody's following them down the store. All of that happens before they come to the school building. So when they come to the school building, the first thing we should do is to reaffirm that we want you here, because society, all the way to school, has told them we don't want you
here. So where can we see you teach this or put this into action? And is there a pamphlet or anything that you send around to the parents and teachers?
So I work with a number, like I said, community organizations like Sister to Sister International. We do many webinars. I founded the Rockland Alliance of Black School Educators so we can inform parents and students. So the work that I do within schools, I do within schools, but then there's another community engagement section that I do with parents and community and community organizations. And those also could be found on my website at creedlive.com.
Creedlive.com. Creedlive.com. That's where we go for the rest of that information, right?
Yes. I'm also on Facebook at Dr. Alexandria Connally, IG at Alexandria Connally, and Twitter at Dr. Connally. So you can follow me on all those social media websites.
Dr. Alexandria Connally, CEO and founder, Culturally Responsive Environments and Discipline. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My pleasure.
We appreciate you. And you got to come back again and share more. I like it. I like it. Because people need to know. So we like what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. That about does it for what we're doing here. Until next time, thank you for letting me share in this space and time with you. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and I'll catch you over 107.5 WBLS. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the choose. And remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. All of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day. We love you all. Peace.